Okay, so I was recently given the task to remove blank pages from my PDF. And as you all know, PDF is a very, very nice file format that you can practically open it from any computer. Even if it doesn't have any additional applications installed or even a PDF reader, you can open a PDF because PDF stands for Portable Document Format, I believe. So it's natural that you can't edit this PDF, this file, because it's for security purposes. But then, of course, if you paid different software, you can actually achieve that you can edit this PDF, which we have a handful, like Adobe Acrobat Pro DC or something. I personally have Nitro Pro. We also have Foxit Phantom, at least the ones that I remember on the top of my head. But if you go ahead and search edit PDFs on Google, I am certain you're going to get a handful of different options. Sejda, or I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Sejda here, is also a free option to edit your PDFs, but it's not as strong in terms of the paid options. But here you can see that I'm on the page right now. It is a free service to do certain things. So again, the backstory is I'm trying to delete a handful of pages, a handful of blank pages from a PDF. I can absolutely use my paid option to do it. But then if I needed a free service, what could I have done? Sejda could do it, delete pages. However, free service for documents is up to only 200 pages or 50 megabytes per that PDF, and then only 3 tasks per hour. Now, if you have a small task, 3 tasks per hour is not that big a deal. But unfortunately, my PDF is... My apologies, I actually can't show you the documents, the contents of this document, but it is 1,302 pages. So that's not going to fly. Okay, so here's the thing that I've found out. If I needed to do this manually by hand, now you can see that this is Nitro Pro I'm using, I could open up the pages, shrink it down a little bit, and I noticed that the even pages are blank. If I scroll down a little bit, let it load, the even pages are blank. So, okay, I can just go ahead and go to page layout and then delete. I have an option to delete all pages from 1 to 1,302 and delete only the even pages, right? Unfortunately not, because make sure you know what's in the document first, because if you scroll down enough, you're going to find that some of the even pages have information on them. So if I deleted the even page, I would have deleted page 438. That's not good. So if you scroll down a little more, we have another one. 446. Scroll down a tad little bit more, you're going to get a handful of those pages that are existing in the even numbers. So that's not going to fly. So the one thing that I came up with is, oh, well, if that's the case, I can, with a strong PDF editor, I can just insert a blank page. If I insert a blank page, then that pushes everything off, and then insert another blank page right here. That would make it so that 446 now exists here, and I can continue deleting just the even pages. Now, considering that you have 1,304 pages, aside from looking through 1,304 pages, you might be deleting half of all of that, and half of 1,304 is 652. You're still looking at least 652 pages that you're going to need to delete, right? That's not feasible. So one thing you could do is to go the complete opposite route, is take a look at all the exceptions. There might only be 50, maybe perhaps upwards to 100 exceptions like these pages. There might be only 100 of these. Well, the thing is, looking at 100 of these is better than looking at 1,300 of these, right? But still, we're talking about 1,300. Even if you do all that and you delete all the pages, that's still going to take you a long time. Is there an even faster way? You could go ahead and utilize it's 3 tasks per hour. If you break the... Wait, we don't have a strong PDF, so we can't a PDF editor, so we can't exactly break the PDF into separate files to delete. So that's not going to fly either. So, of course, I'm here to offer you a solution. Now, it requires you to do a few steps. I've scoured the internet and figured out that you can actually do this using some programming. And I wanted to find a solution that would work for anybody with internet access. Okay, so here I am with, I pronounce it Replit. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but I pronounce it Replit. This is my public profile. And I created a PDF find/delete blank pages. You can find it in the link from description below. If you get it, you're going to see something along the lines of this when you click onto it. The first thing you need to do is fork it. Now, Replit is a free site that allows you to do programming in all sorts of different languages on Replit servers. The program is not ran on your computer natively, but it is doing it on Replit servers. Very, very nice. As long as you just need to create a free account, fork my code, you'd be able to do what I'm going to show you right now. If you run it from here, you wouldn't be able to do what I'm going to do because you're not able to upload the PDFs to the Replit. Only if you have an account, then you can do it. So when you fork it, create the account, you're going to see a code that looks like this. Because doing the process of finding the blank pages is going to take a little bit of time, I'm going to explain the code in a condensed way when it's doing its thing. So the idea is, here's the process. After you've forked it, you're coming in here. The first thing you got to do is take the file, which this is what the file was called, the file, and you drag it into the files pane. Depending on the size, give it a couple of seconds, and then you can see it now exists here. Now, there's one of two things you can do, depending on how comfortable you are with modifying the code versus modifying the file name. Now, right now, the file.pdf here matches the file that I want to remove blank files in. You can either, if it's a different file name, you can either change the name here, or you can rename this file to match what I have here. Up to you, okay? As long as the file that you just put in and this file name is the same, all you need to do is press run. So here it's going to tell you all the pages that are blank. I like to show the progress of what the program's doing, because if it doesn't do anything, you might think that it's broken. I'm certain that most of you would have the same kind of ideal that, oh, something's not moving, it must be broken. No, it's doing something, let it do its thing. This code requires an importing of PyPDF2, this required module, this library, in which we open up a file and we're essentially extracting text from it. This part here, if you saw right at the beginning, you can scroll back a little bit. It tells us how many pages there are. There was 1,302. These 4 lines, I just kind of want to know how many digits are in that number. I know realistically maximum is going to be 4 digits because 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you're not going to have more than 3 to 4,000 page PDF, right? So 4 digits is maximum for a page number, right? Think about it. 3 digits for a page number is 900. The maximum is 999. Right? 2 digits is 99 pages. That's already a lot. So I just made it very, very general. If you're able to create a PDF that consists like 1,000,000 pages, then that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. I just made it so it looks very nice, and it's kind of this page is blank. This part is kind of like centered. Hey, it's done. Now, I'm not done explaining. So essentially, now I do have to give credit to 2 locations. Okay, I do have to give credit to 2 places in which I will link down below. I essentially just took 2 of their codes, kind of mashed it into one for it to do what I want it to do. Okay, so this is not 100% original. From two places down below, I have them linked. Those 2 places, I took those 2 pieces of code, mashed it together to be mine. Essentially, I told you already, I'm checking the I'm trying what PyPDF does is it extracts the text from it. If there's a particular page with 0 text, then it's gonna show which page number that is. Okay, and then I need to store it somewhere to keep track. And then from what it says here, you might not be able to see it because I'm kind of blocking you. I'm gonna move myself up a little bit. It says here, see text file to copy the page numbers. If you have a PDF strong PDF editor already, you may want to do this on your own. So I made a text file that's copyable. If I did it here, you actually can't copy these the words here. So it just doesn't work. So I made it so if you go to pages.txt, I have outputted all the blank pages for you to copy. Highlight it all without the last comma, copy it, and if you go back to our Nitro, my strong PDF editor, I can now go to delete and paste all the pages in there, and it's going to delete all of the blank pages. Now, if you don't have a strong PDF editor, no problem. On the bottom here, do you want to generate a PDF with no blank pages automatically? I put that in there just in case you were, just to give the flexibility to the user. Okay, if you don't want to, you can just end the program from here, click no, and then, or you can hit stop. Or I do want it to show in this case, I put in Y. I don't know what happened to, sometimes Replit glitches. There we go, Y. And then you hit enter. It creates a new file over here called no blanks. If I go and download this, I can now I can go and download this file, and it would download to your location, and it's not actually up. Okay, there we go. It's called no blanks. Now, let me show you. Open, and after deleting all the blank pages, I have 686 pages left. Opening up the no blanks PDF right here is 686 pages. So, well, that's kind of obvious because it's from the same code. The pages are supposed to be the same. Of course, they're gonna have the same thing. But if you now go back to the same view, you can see that again, it has created a PDF with no blank pages. Now, some other helpful people on the internet is going to tell you that there are ways, if you don't have a strong PDF editor, how do you remove blank pages from a PDF? There are other options, such as, for example, you take the same PDF and you open it in your browser. You can then print, save as PDF, and this time you can print a custom set of pages. This one, you need to print the pages that you want. Can you use my program to do the same thing? Actually, prior to creating this video, I didn't account for that, but since now I'm coming up with the idea, I'm going to update the code a tad bit inside the pages text to give you the opposite pages. So this one is blank pages, and then on top of here, I'm going to tell you that these are the pages with information on it. So then you can go ahead and actually I'm going to put it after, because we essentially, most of the time, you would want to do this particular action, right? So I'll put it down on the bottom where it's going to say pages with contents and a bunch of pages as well. Same old idea. You can go ahead and take these pages, copy it into the file, custom paste the entire thing there, and you can already see that it's all going to be all blank pages. Fun stuff. And then you can go ahead and hit save, which I'm kind of blocking you again. Gonna move myself up a little more. You can hit save, and then this time you can go ahead and save the file with contents in it. But this one, because I don't, at the time of making the video, I don't have the opposite pages. Again, I will have that for you once you've created it. But I would imagine you only want to find and delete the blank pages, so what I have for you here is should already be enough, but for the flexibility of the user, I'll create it. I'll put that in as well. I just need to put in 4 lines of code. That's about it. Actually, I can even show you here what I'm going to do. So try this. If it's blank, then go for it. If the blank, okay, and then else content pages is essentially going to be the same thing as this. I need to create content pages is blank, and then scrolling down to the bottom, blank pages is this. Pages with content pages, content pages. That's it. Let's check if it works. I'm going to speed it up so then you can see the result. The creators of Replit is really, I feel that they have a sense of humor. The CPU is close to limit. And then it's smoking. Oh my god, it's on fire. I love that little touch. Like when I first saw it, I was laughing the entire time. Okay, so it's done. C text file to copy the numbers. And then this time I don't want to create the blank pages. because I already have it. So I hit no. If you hit Y, it's just gonna, if you didn't delete this already, it would just overwrite it. So it should be fine. Okay, so what I want to show instead is actually the pages.txt. So as I told you, the blank pages is going to be up here, and then I'm going to have pages with content, which is the complete opposite of these pages. You see here? 1, 3, 5, 7. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The opposite, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Copy these pages. Going into here, instead of these custom pages, I want these custom pages. And they all should have information in there. And then you can go ahead and save. But I'd imagine that you would want to use the one-click option, right? The one-click option. But again, I want to give you that flexibility. And why is there that? That's why. End. Okay, that's it. Have fun. Hope you learned something. Host Raymond here, actually. As I was doing a couple of searching for when I'm editing the video, I came across PDF Candy, which is also a free online tool, which gives you the option to do these many things. One of them is delete pages. Okay. Delete pages, add a file. Okay, so I'm going to add that file in there. It still requires me to put in which pages I want to delete. So even though it's free, I probably would want to paste in like, oh, I actually don't have the page numbers copied still, but yeah, I'd imagine that it's going to be quite, oops. Let's see if there's a 300. You got to make sure you put the page numbers in order, or else it's not going to work correctly. Remember, I have 1,300 pages here. So if I delete pages here, seems to be okay.